They left a note, but planted a car too. Why?
The first thing I noticed was the silence. No engine, no wind, no doors slamming, just heat. Thick, suffocating heat pressing down on my skin like it had weight. Have you ever felt something was wrong before you could explain it? That's exactly what this was. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. I tightened my grip on Leo's hand as we walked back toward the road. His small fingers were sticky from melted candy, his voice light, distracted. Mommy, did you see that lizard? It ran super fast. I stopped walking. The words hit a wall because the car wasn't there. The stretch of desert road in front of us was completely empty. No SUV, no dust trail, no sign that anything had ever been there. At first, my brain tried to fix it. Wrong spot, you walk too far, you're turned around. But then my eyes caught something. A rock. And underneath it, paper. My stomach dropped before I even picked it up. Forwards. That's all it took. Don't follow us. No names, no explanation, no panic in the handwriting, just calm, deliberate. I felt something cold crawl up my spine despite the heat. Mommy? Leo's voice was softer now. Where's Grandpa? I didn't answer. Because what do you say to a 5-year-old when the people you trusted most just vanished? We had stopped maybe 5 minutes ago. That's it. 5 minutes. My dad said, stretch your legs. My mom smiled like everything was normal. And now, no car, no water, no signal, nothing but miles of empty desert in every direction. I looked down at Leo. His cheeks were already flushed from the sun, confusion starting to replace his curiosity. And before I could stop myself, the truth slipped out. We're not making it. The second those words left my mouth, I wished I could take them back. But deep down, I believed them. And the worst part, this didn't feel like an accident. It felt intentional, and I was about to realize just how far this had been planned. I should have seen it coming. That thought kept repeating in my head as I stared at the note, my fingers trembling slightly, not from fear yet, but from something colder. Recognition. Have you ever looked back at a moment and realized the warning signs were there the entire time, you just didn't connect them? Because suddenly, everything started lining up. Just a shortcut my dad had said that morning, gripping the steering wheel tighter than usual as he veered off the main highway. Richard Bennett didn't like being questioned. Not by strangers, not by family, and definitely not by me. Dad, we should stay on the main road, I remember saying, trying to keep my tone light. He didn't even look at me. I know what I'm doing. That was the end of it. It always was. My mom, Carol, sat quietly in the passenger seat, nodding along like she always did. She didn't argue. She didn't intervene. She just supported him, no matter what. Even when things didn't make sense, and they hadn't been making sense for a while. Before the trip, my mom insisted this would be good for us, a reset, time together after my divorce, time for Leo to bond with his grandparents. It sounded reasonable, normal, but now, pieces started shifting into place. My dad taking my phone the night before we left, battery issue, he said, returning it powered off. My mom telling me not to overpack, we won't need much. And the road, hours of nothing. No gas stations, no other cars, no exits, just empty desert stretching endlessly in every direction. I remember sitting in the back seat with Leo, brushing his hair back as he leaned against me, trying to ignore the tight feeling in my chest. Something felt off, not dangerous, just wrong. And then we stopped. Quick break, my dad said, casually, already opening his door. No urgency, no tension. Like this was just another normal moment in a normal trip. I took Leo's hand and walked a short distance away. He laughed, kicked rocks, pointed at nothing. 5 minutes. That's all it took. 5 minutes for everything to change, because when we came back, they were gone. No panic in the scene, no signs of struggle, just absence. And that note, I looked down at Leo as he tugged on my arm again. Mommy, I'm thirsty. His lips were already starting to dry. The sun was climbing higher, and that's when it hit me fully, not just emotionally, but logically. This wasn't sudden. This wasn't a mistake. This was planned. Every detail, every mile, every second. And whatever they had planned next, we were already inside it. I had to make a decision fast. Stand there or move. Wait for help or accept that no one was coming. Tell me, what would you do standing in the middle of nowhere with a 5-year-old depending on you? Because neither option felt survivable. I crouched down in front of Leo, forcing a calm smile that I didn't feel. Hey, we're going on a little walk, okay? Like an adventure. He nodded instantly. That trust, it hit harder than the heat. We started walking along the road, the asphalt already radiating warmth through the soles of my shoes. I kept scanning the horizon, hoping, begging for movement. Nothing. Not a single car. Not even a sound. Minutes dragged, then stretched into something longer. Time didn't feel real anymore, it just felt heavy. Leo kept talking at first. Random things, stories, questions. Then he got quieter. That's when fear really started setting in. Mommy, I'm thirsty. I swallowed hard. I know, baby, we'll find something soon. But there was nothing. I checked my pockets for the 3rd time, like something might magically appear. Half a melted granola bar. That was it. I broke it in half, gave him the bigger piece. He ate it slowly, like he already understood we couldn't waste anything. Hours passed. The sun dropped lower, but it didn't bring relief, just longer shadows and colder air creeping in. Leo stumbled. I'm tired. I didn't hesitate. I picked him up, even though my arms were already shaking. His head rested against my shoulder, his body too warm. That scared me. Then just when I thought we couldn't keep going, I saw something far off the road. A shape. A structure. Hope doesn't come in waves. It hits all at once. I ran, sand shifted under my feet, rocks cutting through my shoes, but I didn't stop. Not until it was real. An old service shack. Broken windows, rusted hinges, half-collapsed roof. Still, shelter. Inside, it smelled like dust and heat. Debris covered the floor. I searched frantically. Anything. Water, food, something. Nothing. Until I saw it. A plastic container in the corner. I rushed to it. Empty. My chest tightened, but then I noticed something else. A torn piece of paper on the ground. A map. I picked it up, hands shaking, and there it was. A circle, marked in dark ink, right where we were standing. My breathing stopped. This wasn't random. This wasn't panic. This place was chosen. I looked down at Leo, curled up against the wall, shivering now despite the heat that hadn't fully left. Mommy, I'm scared. And for the first time, I didn't know what to say. Because this wasn't just abandonment anymore. We hadn't been left behind. We had been left here. By the 2nd day, everything changed. Not the desert, not the heat. Me. Survival strips you down fast. There's no space left for confusion or denial, just action. Move, stop, carry Leo, repeat. That's all I focused on. Because thinking about why my parents did this, it didn't help. It didn't give us water, it didn't get us out. Leo barely spoke now. His lips were cracked, his skin hot, his small body lighter in my arms than it should have been. That terrified me more than anything. Stay with me, baby, I kept whispering. Just stay with me. Have you ever been so exhausted that your body starts lying to you? Because mine did. I saw things, shimmering shapes in the distance, movement that wasn't there, reflections that disappeared the second I focused on them, mirages. At least, that's what I told myself. Until one of them didn't disappear. A car, far ahead. Still, waiting. I froze for half a second. Then I ran. I didn't think about energy or distance or whether it was real. I just ran. Help, please! My voice cracked raw and desperate as I waved one arm, the other holding Leo tightly against me. Step after step, the shape became clearer, and then my stomach dropped. I knew that car, our SUV, parked on the side of the road like it had been waiting for me. Every ounce of hope twisted into something colder. I slowed as I got closer, my breathing uneven, my mind racing. Doors locked, windows tinted, no one inside. Nothing except a piece of paper on the dashboard, another note. I smashed my hand against the glass, then tried the handle again, locked. My heart pounded as I read the words through the windshield. You weren't supposed to find this one. A chill ran through me despite the heat. This one, not the car. This one. That's when I noticed something else. The gas cap was open. I moved to the side, unscrewed it fully, empty, completely dry. They hadn't just left us. They had moved ahead. Planned stops, controlled distances, controlled outcomes. I stepped back slowly, my grip tightening around Leo. This wasn't just cruel. It was calculated, precise, and in that moment, something inside me shifted. The fear didn't disappear. It hardened. They wanted us gone, erased. But they made one mistake. They assumed I would break. I looked back at the SUV, then down at Leo. No, I whispered. I grabbed a rock, and with everything I had left, I swung it straight into the window. Glass shattered. And what I found inside changed everything. The sound of shattering glass didn't feel real. It echoed too sharply in the empty desert, like something breaking that wasn't just a window. I pulled Leo closer, shielding his face as fragments scattered across the seat. My hands were shaking not from fear anymore, but from something wired tighter. Desperation turning into focus. I reached inside, unlocking the door, dragging it open. The heat trapped inside the SUV hit me instantly, but I didn't care. I started searching fast, precise, no wasted movement. Glove compartment empty. Front seats, nothing. Then I climbed into the back, and that's when I saw it. A loose panel under the seat, not obvious, not accidental, hidden. My breath caught as I pulled it open. Water. Bottles. Warm, but full. I didn't think I just grabbed one, opened it, and pressed it gently to Leo's lips. Slowly, slowly, I whispered. He drank like his body didn't know how to stop. I had to pull it back, pacing him, fighting the urge to let him finish it all. Relief didn't come as a wave. It came as control. We weren't dying. Not yet. Then I saw something else. A phone, small, cheap, powered off. A burner. My hands trembled as I turned it on. The screen flickered. One bar, gone. Then two. I didn't hesitate. 911, what's your emergency? I almost couldn't speak, but I did. And hours later, the sound of helicopter blades cut through the desert sky like something unreal. Rescue came fast after that. But the truth, that came even faster. My parents had planned everything weeks ahead. They had taken out life insurance policies under a family trust using forged signatures. Mine. Large policies. Enough to disappear with. They mapped the route, chose isolated stretches, staged multiple points backup vehicles, fuel control, hidden supplies, just enough to ensure survival for themselves. And none for us. We were never meant to make it out. No bodies, no evidence. Just a missing persons case that would fade. Except it didn't. The burner phone call, the SUV location, surveillance from a gas station hours before it all stacked up. They were arrested 4 days later in Nevada. Different car, cash, fake IDs. Not far enough. During interrogation, my father didn't deny it, didn't hesitate. It was necessary, he said. That was it. My mother, silent the entire time. At trial, the details came out publicly. Attempted murder, fraud, conspiracy. They're both serving long sentences now. People ask me how I felt. Angry? Broken? The truth is simpler, clearer. I don't feel anything for them anymore. Leo recovered. He doesn't remember much, just flashes. Heat, walking, me carrying him. Sometimes he tells people, my mom saved me in the desert. I never correct him, because that's the only part that matters. As for me, I kept the last name Bennett. Not for them, for me. A reminder, they planned every detail, every outcome, except one. I survived, and I made sure their story didn't end the way they wanted.
Would you have trusted them again or seen the signs sooner? Tell me.